So today I saw a message from a comic book shop that kind of confused me a little bit. Quote, "Yes, we were looted. Yes, we had property destroyed. No, that does not take away from the righteousness of the protests. By the way, can we get $43,000? Because you know, those righteous people, they totally destroyed our property and we need your money to help." Even more interesting is the fact that this place, they're giving away 20% of the GoFundMe, 10% to a comic safety fund, and 10% to the Southern Poverty Law Center. That's right, the SPLC. I wonder how many people know that they're donating to that group. So hey there, now before we get started, this is our newest comic, Another Case for the Littlest Umbrella. Link is in the description. This is how we maintain sponsor-free living, we stay beholden to no one, we challenge a mainstream that has forgotten its place, and we go out and we make a comic book that makes the crazies even crazier. More on that at the end of the video. And again, link is in the description. Thank you. So as far as this week in comics go, the comic book industry has been firing on all cylinders. I mean, we've already learned that comic book pros, main ones out there, they support Antifa. You can see them knocking off their logo. And we know exactly what Antifa brings to the communities around them. Now, the comic book shops that are hit by this, you would expect righteous indignation, pointing fingers at comic book pros and the like that are allowing this to transpire. But no, not even. What's fascinating, too, is they're going to ask for $43,000, and yet in this very article about it, they're going to tell you, hey, we probably wouldn't have survived because of the beer bug. Now, this article here from the Santa Monica Daily Press actually tells us a little bit more than I think it's meant to. You have the owner here of Heidi Ho Comics telling us, first of all, that they witnessed the 1992 Rodney King uprising as a teenager. They say after the 4 LAPD officers who beat King were acquitted, he saw people enraged by the decision break store windows and take merchandise in an act of defiance against the racist criminal justice system. Then they make a distinction here. They say what happened in Santa Monica Sunday afternoon was different. Using a heavy-duty drill, looters bored 3-inch wide holes in Heidi Ho's door until the doorknob fell off. If this was a riot, it goes on, they would have just broken this glass door and come on in through there. But the fact that they brought these professional tools, they were obviously here to loot. If a person brings a rock and they smash your freaking window in and they crawl in and steal everything, they're still there to loot. You can give an excuse for why they do it, but that doesn't change the circumstance. And we find out what the circumstances were when looking through the rest of the article here. So they note that the police, they blocked off the 3rd Street Promenade. And well, you can see what people started targeting. They started targeting clothing, jewelry, shoe stores, banks, restaurants, and grocery stores. Banks, jewelry stores. Oh yeah, that's some righteous wrath, right? 9 fires were set during the chaos. They note, too, that 400 people were arrested during that time. They don't say how many were charged with looting or burglary, and that more than 150 businesses sustained significant damage. That's a key there. How many businesses were damaged? Who knows? But 150 of them sustained significant damage. Now, the owner here, he said that more than $40,000 worth of merchandise was taken from Heidi Ho, which is considered Los Angeles' longest-running comic book store. They also own another one, by the way. He said that he was already worried about how the business would keep going with it shut down and the loss of the summer tourism season. So that tells us they were already in trouble. But hey, this somehow, it's a distinction there. They go on then to blame the police, which I thought was fascinating too, because these folks, they back the idea that this is righteous while also blaming the police for not stopping what transpires. In fact, they want the chief of police here fired. Many business owners are talking about it, and they talk about the looting and the ransacking and how no one stepped up to stop it. That's the problem with this stuff. Like I said, you would think that these business owners, they would be fiery. They would point their fingers at comic book pros that are saying, hey, I support this kind of stuff. But no, They say that they themselves support it too. Quote, yes, we were looted. Yes, we had property destroyed. No, that does not take away from the righteousness of these protests. Righteousness of these protests. When people are going through ransacking your stuff and you have to ask for $43,000, then maybe, just maybe, you should rethink your narrative on this. Don't be angry for us, they continue. Be angry for the injustices that have yet to be righted. So don't be angry for you, just front the bill for what's going on. Interesting way of going and putting that together, too. We stand with you now more than ever, and then they give their hashtags on this. So this is the GoFundMe. And the GoFundMe is fascinating to look at because, number one, they tell you that the viability of this company, it probably wasn't there. And also that 20% of the money that you donate, it's not going to them. It's going to places like Southern Poverty Law Center. That's right. You want to check that out because that is disingenuous at best. So we skipped through a lot of stuff to get to where we're going. And we'll look at a few pictures along the way. Here's damage, for example. I think the damage ones are important to look at because it gives you an example of what transpired within their store. Also, you can see the types of people that are quote-unquote peacefully protesting. Yeah, they really look like they're there. They really look like they're going out and trying to change the world. So here, though, we have our first thing that I thought was, fascinating. So with our previous location falling into disrepair, we wanted to give Heidi Ho Comics a new lease on life. As such, we worked hard to make a big move to our present 412 Broadway location closer to 3rd Street Promenade. So they complain about the cost of places, and they moved right into the middle of the area. Now here's the co-owner. Like many small businesses, the beer bug shutdown had impacted us tremendously. Closing our doors at the height of tourism season resulted in the biggest financial hit in our 40-year history. So they tell you they probably would not be surviving. To make matters worse, our store was broken into on May 31st by thieves using peaceful protest of the day as cover. Peaceful protests. 9 stores were set on fire. 150 stores had significant damage. Doesn't sound peaceful at all, but continue. Our door was literally drilled into until the lock fell off. You can see more pictures in this. Once inside, cases of the Magic the Gathering products. I don't know these products, so you can tell me, are they worth all of this money I'm hearing about? With special Godzilla cards were stolen, wiping out what should have lasted us for months in a matter of minutes. Toys and statues were taken throughout the store. Our custom glass cases were flipped over and or had their glass broken out. Fixtures were tossed around and products strewn across the floor. Both of our cash registers were smashed, and the computer we rely on to run our POS system was destroyed, making it difficult to get in contact with our customers. When the looters got to the back room, they found multiple boxes of valuable golden, silver, and Bronze Age comic books, everything from 70s Spider-Man to 60s X-Men to 50s Superman. Even the World War II era superhuman Bullet and his dog Bullet Dog. Yeah, that's their dog's real name there. These boxes were gone, along with the magic cards, the toys, the doorknobs, and the statues. But we aren't gone. Our employees were safely at home. They're okay. We are okay. Our store is a small business trying to survive in an area of Santa Monica priced up for global mega brands. So they tell you that move there, they're in an expensive district. We've been making our way, but many small stores can't handle the loss of over $40,000 in product anywhere, let alone here. The money from this GoFundMe will not only go to replace our lost product and paying all of our employees, as we have been waiting for our approved PPP loan to clear for over a month now. So here, they haven't been able to pay their employees, and they haven't been able to pay them for over a month now. So you're going to be helping out with that. We would also put our funds towards replacing and refurbishing parts of the building, a state landmark. So Popeye the Sailor was literally created in the building. Likewise, we will be replacing all the custom fixtures that were destroyed. Then you get into this part. And because of what's happening in the world is much larger than just what's happening to us, we will be donating 10% of all donations to the BINK Comic Book Store Safety Fund, which funds comic book stores hit financially during the current economic downturn. And further, 10% of all funds will be donated to the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is dedicated to seeking justice for the most vulnerable members of our society. 10% going to the fraud that is the SPLC. What a mess. What a mess indeed. Even with everything that has happened with our store, outside of it, we would never lash out at our brothers in fear and anger. The X-Men taught us that. We still stand with the peaceful protesters the world over. 10% of that money is going to the SPLC. I wonder how many people know that they're giving to that. There's something wrong in that. There's something wrong in a lot of this stuff that I'm hearing there. And again, I'm not hating on any business that has economic hardship or that needs money, but if you can give away 20% there, did you really need it in the first place? But anyway, you tell me what you think about all of this. So to close, this is our second comic, another case for the littlest umbrella. This has 10 days left on it. We could use your help. The link is in the description. This is the way we go out, challenge the mainstream. How we go out, we remedy some of the problems that are in this industry. We make the crazies know that they can't stop us, and we remain sponsor-free while doing so. If you want to check that out, definitely do so. And let me say, too, thank you for being here. Thank you for participating in this endeavor. You make this stuff work, and it won't work without you. So thank you, appreciate you, and see you soon. Thank you.